Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. So I've got a bit of news today, and I'm going to go in and have a look at the game in question. So Crypto Unicorns has closed a $26 million token sale. So that's a pretty big token sale raise. It had previously raised $5 million on a token sale back in 2021. The company is based in the US. And Crypto Unicorns is sort of one of those projects that is sort of in blockchain is like a little bit live. So some NFTs are live, some lands live. You can stake the NFTs. The tokens are actually live, but not very well sort of not sort of obviously available actually. So we'll have a look at that. And it is sort of one of these games that is a little bit hard to define. It is obviously an NFT-based game, runs on the Polygon blockchain, so Ethereum sort of focused. And you have these sort of cute crypto unicorns that you can do things with. The mini games are going to come later in March. And it'll sort of start off, as a lot of these games do, with sort of mini games. So there'll be some sort of racing games and a jousting game, and then there's a sort of deeper battler game, I guess, a bit like Axie Infinity, coming later in the year. So there'll be this sort of iterative release process. Quickly looking at the funding things. So the companies involved are TCG, which is the Chenin Group, who are pretty active, backed VC, pretty active. They're the leads. And then a whole bunch of other people whose names should be familiar. Bitcraft and Delphi, those two tend to invest together. Infinity Venture Crypto being very busy. Recently, they've, well, partly because they've taken on Gabby Dizon from YGG as one of their advisors, so they're getting involved in lots of stuff. Polygon Studios, obviously, because these things running on Polygon. CoinFeed Breeder DAO, which is a sort of like a guild sort of tech platform. There's probably a bunch of other guilds as well, I would imagine. This is slightly annoying in these funding rounds. They never tell you exactly who, so you have to sort of dig around. I'll probably find out a bit later on. Anyway, and yeah, so Laguna Games are the company behind it, based in San Francisco. So a pretty sort of in a sense, sort of traditional sort of game company, game developer. They have an office. They're based in San Francisco, although obviously they have people around the world as well, that being blockchain. So the other interesting thing about this is they've sold $26 million worth of tokens. I mean, that depends a little bit on sort of how you value the tokens. I guess it's always a difficult thing. Investors typically, get a sort of a cheaper deal than before these things go live. So quite how they worked out 26 million, not sure. But the money from this hasn't gone to Laguna Games. It's gone to the DAO. So very similar as with Axie Infinity, where it has its treasury that collects sort of breeding fees and transaction fees. There is basically a treasury wallet that will be controlled by the DAO. The DAO will be obviously controlled by holders of the governance token, which we'll look into. So that basically that money has gone into the DAO. So that's a way of obviously, that may pay for development costs, that may pay for marketing, that may pay for sort of crossover thing. That sort of to be discussed. But the money hasn't gone to the developer sort of to pay salaries. So that's a sort of separate thing. So there we go. Who's this chap? That's the CEO, isn't it? I think Aaron. Okay, so let's move on from that and actually have a look at the game. So this is Crypto Unicorns.fun, a digital pet collecting and farming game built on the blockchain. So obviously the usual sort of things we expect here. So this sort of stuff, as I say, the game's not live yet, but features are. So if you had eggs, I don't have eggs, you can sort of hatch your eggs. I think that's sort of the minting process. There are the sort of Crypto Unicorns are now live. You can buy them on OpenSea. You can stake your rainbow tokens. There's a staking mechanic. We'll have a look at that. Visit the Dark Forest. That's if you have the NFTs, and obviously view on OpenSea. So quick go through the websites. Obviously, you have these are the unicorn shape, and there's various varieties on those. The usual sort of rarity model. So you can have your egg. You can hatch it. You can evolve your unicorn by sort of playing games. There's this land system. So land is actually live. You can go and buy land NFTs now. Again, I mean, this is very sort of Axie Infinity from that point of view. So racing and jousting, the two games they've announced so far, the mini games, more coming soon, and a whole bunch of stuff, adding things to your MetaMask. Okay, good. So the first bit I'm going to have a look at is the Dark Forest. So the Dark Forest is how you stake your unicorns. So this happened a couple of months ago. This isn't really the game. This is more like a DeFi thing. So you stake your unicorns to earn unicorn milk. So actually, let's have a look at the white paper here. So white paper version 2. 2 tokens. So rainbow token. The Rainbow token is the primary value token. This is effectively the governance token, although not really call it a governance token per se, but this is, you stake to vote on governance, you purchase, you can buy things as well, you breed and evolve unicorns, pay entry fees. So that's that. And then there is the unicorn milk token. This is used to breed and evolve unicorns as well as craft high value items. So this is sort of like the utility token. This is the one you earn by competing in events and tournaments. And when it is used, it is burnt and removed from supply. So this is sort of the, broadly, this is the SLP token in terms of AXI comparisons, and the Rainbow token is the AXL token, although obviously, there are some differences between the projects. So that's what's going on. So go back to the Dark Forest. Okay, so my wallet's connected. I've actually got 1,000 of this Rainbow token because I've been doing some stuff. So we can currently see there are 8,454 unicorns that are staked. So 3 million of these unicorn milk has been left in the Dark Forest. So basically all you're doing here, it's sort of a typical mission-based thing. You're basically taking your NFT, running on the Polygon blockchain, staking it, locking it up, and after a certain period of time, you will get some reward, which is how I got that Rainbow stuff in the first place. So I have, I need to stake my unicorn. So I just have one unicorn. I have squiggly 0 there. So I'm going to send my unicorn to the Dark Forest. So I'm going to stake that, go through the typical pop-up from MetaMask. So this is obviously on the Matic blockchain, or the Matic, using Matic fees because it's going on the Polygon blockchain. So it's going to cost me, a small amount of Matic. And off we go. So this will just sort of, wait for the blockchain to confirm that this NFT has been staked into the contract, and then I just have to sort of wait until the period of time in which it is required for the mission is over, and then I will basically, my Rainbow token number will increase again. So while we're waiting for that, there we go. So we can now see my staked unicorn. So there is squiggly 0, and it looks like we have 24 hours to wait, and then I can come back and claim my reward and restake. And as you can see, most of the unicorns are out there staking. So we could have a quick look at OpenSea and find our crypto unicorns. So here are crypto unicorns. So typical 10,000 sort of mint. So we know, 85% of all the unicorns NFTs are being staked. So we can see that sort of quite a sort of involved community. If we want to have a look at, if we want to buy one now, the price of these has sort of been going up. So actually, pretty expensive. 1.3 ETH is the cheapest one. If we look at activity, see what's been going on. So we can see here, back in the day, probably difficult to see. So you're paying about half an ETH. I think when I bought mine, it's about half an ETH. And we had a lot of activity around sort of the end of January. So sort of 200 sales a day going on there. And obviously the price has risen then and sort of stayed around sort of the 1 ETH sort of level. We can see here, a whole bunch of activity going on. Obviously the funding announcement has triggered people to get involved. So not investment advice. Do your own research, all that sort of stuff. I'm not saying people are going to make money on this, but clearly there is interest rising about this. There is actually, though I don't own any land, maybe I should. So here's the land market. So 30,000 land parcels, so 3 times as much. And we can see sort of the price of these is much cheaper. Partly because I think there's no functionality for these yet. So you can't, if you own one of these, you just own it. There's no staking involved yet. There's no sort of functionality in the game. So what are we looking at? 0.1 ETH. So what's that? $250 for the cheapest ones. Let's have a look in there. So there's 18,000 common ones. If we wanted to get a rare one, only 9,000 of those. What we're looking at price. So double the price for the rare ones, and then only 3,000 mythic. And the price of those is going to be 1 ETH. Okay, so that's what's going on with that. So what else have we got? So if we go here to, this is Crypto Unicorns, the Vault. So this is sort of where you can stake your rainbow. So basically, remember, I was sending my NFT out to do a mission, inverted commas. It takes 24 hours. it comes back, and I get some of this rainbow token as a reward. I can stake this, so a typical sort of DeFi sort of option. It's saying, if you can't see there, so if I stake it for, I can play around with this, and I can, the minimum I can lock it for is 1 month, which is saying I'll probably get, like, this is estimated return on sort of return 91%. And if I stake it for the maximum 12 months, so if I stake it for a year, the idea is I'll get sort of 290%. So obviously, that's the risk reward. If it's staked, I can't get it. So obviously, I could, if I was sort of risk averse, I could go, well, 91%. I'm doubling my money in a month. That's pretty good. Or I could go, no, I sort of really believe in this project. It's definitely, this project is going to be much bigger in a year's time. So I lock this for a year, and the price of the dollar price of this token is going to go up, I think, and I'm going to get like almost 300%. Obviously, this is all estimates. You're all sort of guessing. So who knows what's going to happen? But for the purpose of this one, let's be positive. So I'm going to have to approve this first. So I'm going to have to approve that we can actually interact with this smart contract. It's sort of telling us what's going on there in terms of the address, and then once that's approved, we can stake those 100 tokens. So that's currently worth, I don't even know what it's worth. And in fact, that's sort of the other problem that actually does it tell me there. While we're waiting for that, so I've got nothing staked at the moment, so no unclaimed rewards. So it's actually quite hard. It's not listed on CoinGecko yet, but it is available on a balancer liquidity pool. So the price here is sort of a real price, but it's just not obvious in terms of like looking at. It's not supported yet, or not on track yet by things like CoinGecko. So it's saying about 90 cents per token. So 100. So that didn't like that. Okay. To write again. So that's basically saying about 100 of those, I've got about $90 worth. And we can see here there is $14.5 million worth of tokens claimed, and this is $1.2 million worth rewarded. So let's try. So the approval didn't go through for some reason. So let's try that again. Okay, so actually had some problems staking, so I've left it a day, and we'll try again. So in that period of time, obviously 24 hours have gone by, and Squiggly Zero has completed his 24-hour mission, or its 24-hour mission, so I can unstake him and hopefully get some more tokens. So let's go through that process. So obviously signing a transaction on the Polygon blockchain, so we just have to wait for, effectively this is the NFT has been staked into a contract, and now I'm paying to stake it out again. So we'll wait for that to arrive, and then once it's arrived back, then I can stake it again. So obviously this is the you have to wait for the blockchain, then you have to wait for the web interface to upload to sync. So we can see here now I've got 1,500 tokens. So let's move over to the staking. Okay, I don't think I had a number in there, did I? Okay, so this is the annoying thing here. It says unknown processing time, so it's you're not quite sure what's going on there. And this seems to be the sort of problem here that I think it's the Polygon network might be overloaded. So you have to wait for that transaction to go through.